Hello, champions, and happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day. I know that you're going to do a great job on this intervention math video. Let's jump right in. But first, the thumbs up from Mr. Smiles. Today we're going to divide 3 and 4 digit numbers by 1 digit numbers. Let's start with a problem. Remember, when we divide, we follow certain steps. First we divide, then we multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down. We repeat until we have no more place values to divide in. Let's start with our first example. 387 divided by 4. Here, 387 is the dividend and 4 is the divisor. Should I start dividing at 3 hundreds, 38 tens, or 387 ones? I should start dividing at 38 tens. How many times does 4 go into 38? 4 goes into 38 9 times. What's 9 times 4? I multiply next. 9 times 4 is 36. Then I subtract. What's 38 minus 36? It's 2. Now I bring down. Now I can divide 27 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 27? 4 goes into 27 6 times. What's 6 times 4? It's 24. What's 27 minus 24? It's 3. So my answer is 96, remainder 3. Let's do another example. 456 divided by 5. When I divide 456 divided by 5, should I start with 4 hundreds, 45 tens, or 456 ones? I'm going to start with 45 tens. I don't have enough hundreds to split them into 5 groups. I do have enough tens. How many times does 5 go into 45? 5 goes into 45 9 times. Next I need to multiply. What's 9 times 5? It's 45. When I subtract 45 minus 45, how many tens do I have left? I have 0 tens. Bring down my 6. Now I can divide 6 ones by 5. How many times does 5 go into 6? 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. When I subtract, how many do I have left over? I have 1 left over. So the answer is 91, remainder 1. Now let's do a problem with a digit in the thousands place. What's 2,342 divided by 3? When I divide 2,342 divided by 3, what place do I start my division in? Do I start with 2,000s, 2,300s, 234 tens, or 2,342 ones? I start in the hundreds place. How many times does 3 go into 23? If I split 23 hundreds into 3 groups, how many will be in each group? 7. What's 7 times 3? It's 21. When I subtract, what's 23 minus 21? It's 2. I have 2 hundreds left over. I can bring down my 4 and divide in the tens place. How many times does 3 go into 24? 3 goes into 24 8 times. What's 8 times 3? 8 times 3 is 24. When I subtract, I have no tens left over. I can bring down my 2. 3 doesn't go into 2. I don't have enough to split into 3 groups. So I place a 0 in the ones place. What's 0 times 3? It's 0. I didn't use any of my ones. What's 2 minus 0? It's 2. So the answer is 780, remainder 2. Let's do one more together before you try several on your own. What's 1,562 divided by 7? Should I start dividing in the thousands, hundreds, tens, or ones place? I'm going to start in the hundreds place because I can't split 1,000 into 7 groups, but I can split 15 hundreds. How many times does 7 go into 15? 7 goes into 15 twice. Now I can multiply. What's 2 times 7? 2 times 7 is 14. When I subtract, how many hundreds do I have left over? What's 15 minus 14? 15 minus 14 is 1. I can bring down my 6 to divide in the tens place. How many times does 7 go into 16? 7 goes into 16 twice. What's 2 times 7? 2 times 7 is 14. When I subtract, how many tens do I have left over? I have 2 tens left over. I can bring down my 2 to divide in the ones place. How many times does 7 go into 22? 7 goes into 22 3 times. What's 3 times 7? It's 21. So, how many ones do I have left over? 1. The answer to this question is 223, remainder 1. Now you try one on your own. What's 2,372 divided by 4? To help you get started, what place should I start my division in? I should start in the hundreds place. Go ahead and solve this division problem now. When I divide, 4 goes into 23 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. When I subtract, I have 3 hundreds left over. I can bring down my 7 and divide 37 tens. I can divide 37 tens into 4 groups 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. When I subtract 37 minus 36, I have 1 10 left over. I can bring down my 2 to divide in the ones place. 4 goes into 12 3 times, with no remainder, so the answer is 593. Now try another on your own. What's 981 divided by 4? Go ahead and solve that problem now. 981 divided by 4 is 245, remainder 1. Go ahead and check your work with mine. Pause the video if you need to make sure our work matches. Try another one. What's 273 divided by 8? 273 divided by 8 is 34, remainder 1. Check your work with mine. If you need to, pause the video to make sure our work matches. We have 2 more to try. What's 682 divided by 4? Go ahead and solve that problem now. 682 divided by 4 is 170, remainder 2. Check your work with mine. If you need to, pause the video to make sure our work matches. Last problem to try on your own. What's 3,527 divided by 6? Go ahead and solve that problem now. 3,527 divided by 6 is 587, remainder 5. Check your work with mine. If you need to, pause the video to make sure our work matches. You've done a great job on this video so far. Now it's time for IXL practice. Don't forget, this week we're working on 4th grade skills. Choose 4th grade skill E8. And make sure you push your SMART score to 100.